Hello friends, it's Jiftesh from CodeIgniter. Today we'll have a look how we can use Tailwind CSS, which is one of the famous CS framework used by even Netflix. How we can use this one along with the CodeIgniter. I use CodeIgniter a lot from my projects and I love it. So I will do a separate series on the CodeIgniter, but this one is just a very quick one, how you can use Tailwind CSS with CodeIgniter. So let's make a start. So let's create first of all the CodeIgniter project, which I can do with Composer. So I'm going to create in my this folder. So let me call this project as a Tailwind. Okay, it has installed the CodeIgniter. So let's have a look. So this is all our files. So let me quickly go into the Tailwind. Let's open this one in a Visual Studio Code. So alright, so we can see all our files now. Okay, let me quickly show you. If I try to run this one, let me open another terminal so that I can use another one to install Tailwind. So okay, if I do PHP Spark serve and let me go to this, and we can see our CodeIgniter site is working. Okay, so I will clear that page in a second. Let me actually do that one first. So I go to the app, views, welcome message page. Let me just clear everything out. 5, so I can just do hello world. Okay, so now I have refresh it, we have the hello world. Okay, so now we will see. So now as we are not using any style at all. Okay, we don't have style sheet that in our public, so that is just my snippet for the HTML. But if I show you the public right now, we don't have anything. So actually let me create a folder CSS and then we will create with a Tailwind. Okay, now let's get Tailwind installed. So in order to install the Tailwind, so what we need to do is, I'm in the project folder, so let me install the Tailwind as developer dependency. So Tailwind CSS. So after that one, I can do npx Tailwind CSS init. So it will create us the Tailwind config file, Tailwind config.js, which we can see over here. Now what we need to do is that we need to give it the path for the content. See where are our files where we're using the CSS, because what it's gonna use, look into the class names, and based on that class name it's gonna keep only those class names. That's the beauty of the Tailwind. Like Bootstrap, I used to use a Bootstrap a lot, so you have the full whole all the classes even if you're not using. The beauty of Tailwind is you will output, or you will create a CSS file only for the CSS classes which you're using. So it is then very small file in 4 or 5 kilobyte only. So okay, but we have to give the file the path where our classes are. So basically in our CodeIgniter, that is all the PHP files. So as you know, within the CodeIgniter, normally we have all within our view. So in the app, in the view section, but I will quickly show you if you're doing custom module, then how you can do that as well. So what I'm saying is that, okay, my Tailwind config file is here. So I'm going into then relative path. So it is here. So relative path is .app, and then I can say views because that is the next one. Now within the views, you might be creating different folders, you know, based on like authentication, features, whatever, you know, you could have your own structure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put double star, means any folder, and with any folder, any file with PHP. So then it will look all the PHP files within the views folder. Now we have the source of our files, and now let's create quickly the source of Tailwind file as well. So for this one, if I quickly show you on their website, so this is the Tailwind directives we need to add. This is how it compares which class names we are looking, and then we'll create an output file or for only the classes which we need. Now you can create this file anywhere, but let me create in the public CSS. We can call it anything. I'm going to call it input.css, and we can delete it later on when we want to promote it to the production. We don't need this file. We need this file only to create our output file. Okay, so now we have created this file. Let's add some of the Tailwind classes. So I'm going to call, let's say, text large. By the way, I have installed the Tailwind extension within my Visual Studio Code. That's why I can see all these classes of Tailwind. Now let me call it a red and 700 600, let's say. Okay, so if I refresh the page, it's not going to do anything because we are not using we haven't given any link for the Tailwind to use it. Right now it is pointing to styles.css, but we don't have styles in the in our CSS folder. Okay, so now let's actually I need to give it the path. So let me give it the path proper. So this will be the base URL, and now CSS. Okay, we need to say npx tailwind CSS. We need to specify our input file. Where is our input file? Those directive ones we created. It's actually in the public, and in the CSS it is in, then we created as a input.css. Then we need to specify the output file. Now I want to create within the public CSS, and let me call it styles.css because that's the link we have in our file. Now what you can do is you can add as watch. Now what watch will do is it will keep this running. When you create any new add any new class, it will automatically update the output file. Otherwise you have to run this, and when you have done your development and you want to promote to the production, what you want to put is minify. Then it will minify it and reduce the file further size. So I will show you. If I do watch and so see, it is rebuilding, and if I show you the now public folder, so you see it has now created styles.css, and it will add some of the CSS which is required, like it clean up everything, like normal padding and everything. But if I quickly show you, so we had added in our this one text.large and text red 600. Okay, so let me show you in our output file, and you see it added those two. There is no text red 500 because you're not using it, so it only adds the things which you need. Now if I refresh my this, see, it is absolutely working now because the watch is working. This one is working, as you can see. Let me add something else in our file. So if I say, let me say background color, yeah, background color, I'm going to make it let's say green, just so that this is really not gonna be the right color choice for any website, but I just want to show you the difference. So see, it has rebuilt it, and if I show you the styles, and it has added the green one as well. So let me show you, refresh the green color. So that's how it is, very lovely. So let me now quickly show you. So if I stop this one and let me do this minify. Okay, the output remain the same. So of course if I refresh, it will still be the same, but when I show you the file, look how it has minified it. So if I wrap it, this is all minified, so we can now ship it to the production, very small one. So that's it guys, I just wanted to show you how you can implement the Tailwind and carry on your development. I'm right now working on the various projects on the CodeIgniter, and I'm planning to do the big series on the CodeIgniter, everything, the fully. So keep an eye out on that one. Hopefully I will start that one in a few days as well. All right, see you guys next time. Thank you.